God says, a warning before the shaking begins. A whisper before the wind rises. A stirring before the earth trembles. I speak so that you are not caught unaware, not left confused, not standing exposed when the movement comes. I speak because I love you, because you are mine, because even in the days when the world feels loud and heavy and restless, I am still the one who holds all things together. I am not warning you to frighten you. I am preparing you to strengthen you. The shaking that is coming is not meant to destroy you but to awaken you. It is not sent to break you, but to break the chains that have held you, the lies that have followed you, the cycles that kept you walking in circles instead of walking into purpose. You have cried for change, and change is never still. You have cried for breakthrough, and breakthrough never comes quietly. You have asked me to move, and when I move, everything moves. I say these words to you because I see the heaviness you have carried, the confusion you have battled, the questions that have sat on your heart for months, maybe years. You have asked me why certain things have delayed, why people left, why doors refused to open no matter how passionately you knocked. You thought you were being denied, but you were being protected. You thought you were being pushed away, but I was pulling you back into alignment. Before the shaking begins, I want you to understand this: nothing that is mine will be shaken away from you. And nothing that is not meant for you will be able to stay. The shaking is separation, and separation is mercy. You have outgrown many places without realizing it. You have outgrown people, patterns, environments, and expectations. You have outgrown the version of yourself that survived the past but cannot carry the future. And because you did not know how to step out, I will shake the ground beneath your feet so that you cannot remain where you no longer belong. Do not fear when you see sudden shifts. Do not panic when people reveal their true intentions. Do not be shaken when resources seem to move out of your reach. Do not think that I have abandoned you when familiar things begin to fall away. I do not take anything from you without replacing it with something better, something stronger, something that aligns with the calling I placed within you. I am the God who prunes to make room for growth, who shakes to make room for stability, who removes to make room for abundance. When I say a shaking is coming, I am telling you that what is unstable will fall, but what is rooted in me will stand unmovable. There are things you have tolerated that I never asked you to tolerate. There are battles you fought that I never asked you to fight. There are walls you built that I never asked you to build. And because you asked me to restore you, I must first remove what wounded you. You asked me to elevate you. And elevation always comes with separation. You prayed for clarity, and clarity requires contrast. That is why I am allowing certain things to be exposed, certain truths to rise to the surface, certain deceptions to fall apart. You cannot step into a destiny built on illusions. You cannot walk into your next chapter carrying false peace, false alliances, false identities. The shaking will reveal what is real. The shaking will uncover what you could not see clearly. The shaking will push counterfeit connections out of your life, even if you tried to hold on out of loyalty, love, or fear. Listen to me closely, you are not losing anything. You are transitioning. You are not being rejected. You are being redirected. You are not being abandoned. You are being positioned. I am removing the weight that made you walk slowly. I am cutting the ropes that tied you to places of delay. I am lifting you out of circles that kept you stuck in repetition. You prayed for me to open new doors, but you kept standing in front of old ones. The shaking will move you forward even if you resisted it with your emotions or your comfort. You have felt the tension building. You have sensed the restlessness. Something inside you has been telling you that change is near, even when nothing looked different around you. That was my spirit stirring your spirit. I never allow you to walk into a new season without alerting your heart first. The warning is not to make you anxious, it is to make you attentive. When the shaking begins, those who are anchored in me will not be swept away. You will not be broken by what comes. You will be strengthened, sharpened, awakened. Do not cling to structures I am dismantling. Do not chase people I am removing. Do not try to resurrect what I have declared finished. Do not pour into places I am calling you away from. Your spirit is shifting because your assignment is shifting. Your desires are changing because your direction is changing. Your prayers are evolving because your identity is evolving. Everything in you is being prepared for what is coming next, and that means you cannot stay in the old. Before the shaking begins, I want you to know this: I am with you. I will not leave you wandering. I will not let you walk in darkness. I will guide you, even through the unfamiliar. I will steady you when the ground seems uncertain. I will speak to you in ways you will recognize. I will give you peace that does not make sense. I will give you strength that feels supernatural. When others crumble under the pressure, you will rise because you built your foundation on me, not on circumstances, opinions, or temporary comfort. Some people who once walked closely with you will not walk with you in this next season. Do not force them to stay. Some opportunities that looked promising will suddenly close. Do not try to pry them open. Some plans you made so carefully will collapse. Do not rebuild them out of stubbornness or fear of the unknown. Trust me with the collapse as much as you trust me with the construction. Trust me with the endings as much as you trust me with the beginnings. Trust me with the subtraction as much as you trust me with the addition. You asked me to use you. You asked me to take you deeper. You asked me for purpose, clarity, blessing, breakthrough. And I heard you. But breakthrough requires breaking. New levels require new positioning. New authority requires new discipline. You cannot carry old habits into new dimensions. You cannot carry old wounds into new callings. You cannot speak with new power if you still think with old mindsets. I am shaking old patterns out of you. I am shaking old fears off of you. I am shaking the insecurities that made you doubt yourself. I am shaking the heaviness that pressed on you. I am shaking the spiritual fog that blinded you. This shaking is not against you, it is for you. There will be moments when you feel the tension between letting go and holding on. You will feel the pull of familiar voices asking you to return to what you've outgrown. You will feel the pressure of old expectations trying to shape you again. But listen carefully, once I have expanded you, you cannot fit back into small spaces. Once I have awakened your gifting, you cannot pretend to be dormant. Once I have opened your eyes, you cannot go back to blindness. Once I have spoken identity over you, you cannot live in confusion. The shaking is pushing you into alignment with the truth I have always spoken over you. I am teaching you resilience. I am refining your discernment. I am strengthening your faith. I am stretching your capacity. I am preparing you for influence, impact, expansion. You will not be fragile in the face of pressure. You will not be overwhelmed by sudden changes. You will not collapse under spiritual weight. I am building you into someone who can carry the assignment I have prepared. That is why this shaking is necessary. You prayed for destiny. Destiny requires discipline. Destiny requires surrender. Destiny requires letting go of what feels safe so you can receive what is sacred. You are stepping into a season where what used to drain you will no longer affect you. What used to intimidate you will no longer stop you. What used to confuse you will become clear. What used to break you will become the testimony of how I rebuilt you. You will move with a confidence that does not come from people or success but from knowing who walks with you, who covers you, who strengthens you. You are not entering loss. You are entering alignment. You are not entering chaos. You are entering divine movement. You are not entering instability. You are entering foundation. Everything that is not built on me will fall, but everything built on me will rise stronger than before. So when the shaking begins, lift your eyes instead of lowering your hope. Stand firm instead of shrinking back. Lean into my presence instead of leaning into fear. I am not shaking your life to punish you. I am shaking your surroundings to prepare you. I am shaking the atmosphere to make room for what I am sending. I am shaking your perspective so you can see clearly. I am shaking your environment so you can step out of what was holding you. The shaking is the sound of your old season breaking. The shaking is the sound of chains falling. The shaking is the sound of heaven rearranging things on your behalf. The shaking is the sound of your spirit rising into calling. Do not fear it. Do not run from it. Do not resist it. Embrace it, for it is the doorway to the very thing you prayed for. I have not forgotten you. I have not overlooked you. I have not abandoned the promises I made to you. The shaking is not the end. The shaking is the beginning of the fulfillment. Watch how I bring order out of the chaos. Watch how I make connections appear at the exact moment you need them. Watch how I restore what was lost. Watch how I elevate you when others counted you out. Watch how I turn what looked like broken pieces into the foundation of something greater than you imagined. You will look back and say, "The shaking did not destroy me. The shaking delivered me. The shaking did not break me. The shaking awakened me. The shaking was not the threat. The shaking was the turning point." And when that day comes, you will know that I warned you not to scare you but to steady you. You will see why I removed certain people, why I closed certain doors, why I redirected your path. You will see that every shift was intentional, every change was protection, every interruption was guidance, and every shaking was preparation. Stand firm. Stay close. Keep listening. I am with you. And what is coming is not disaster, but destiny, and so I speak to you one more time before the shaking begins, because I do not want you stepping into this season with uncertainty in your spirit or hesitation in your heart. I want you to know who you are, who you belong to, and what I have placed on the inside of you. For far too long, you have lived according to the weight of circumstances, the noise of opinions, the shadows of old fears, the expectations of others, the wounds of yesterday. You have let what happened to you hold too much authority over what can grow from you. But the shaking that is coming will loosen the grip of the past from your identity. It will free you from the invisible ropes that still tie you to events you thought you moved on from. It will free you from the need to justify your pain or explain your process. I am bringing you into a freedom that does not depend on anyone else's permission. I am cutting cords you didn't even know were there. I am releasing you from mindsets that made you think small. Fear big, and hope cautiously. You have walked through seasons where you tried to shrink yourself to keep the peace, where you silenced your voice to avoid conflict, where you carried burdens that never belonged to you. You tried to carry people who refused to walk. You tried to encourage people who were committed to discouragement. You tried to support people who took your strength but never offered theirs. And because your heart is soft, you assumed their weight was your responsibility. I am shaking you free from that. I am teaching you how to carry compassion without carrying what drains you. I am showing you how to release people in love instead of holding them in guilt. I am freeing you from assignments I never gave you. You are stepping into a season where you will help, but you will no longer be hindered. You will lift others, but you will not lose yourself in the process. The shaking will also awaken courage in you that you forgot you had. You will see yourself differently. You will realize you were stronger than the storms you survived, smarter than the lies you believed, braver than the fears you fed. I will show you the version of yourself that I have always seen, the version that moves boldly, speaks confidently, prays powerfully, and walks with a clarity that cannot be manipulated. You will step into this next chapter with authority, not because you earned it through perfection but because you endured through pressure. Every trial shaped you. Every delay refined you. Every disappointment purified you. Every heartbreak expanded your capacity to love without losing your discernment. Nothing was wasted. You suffered, but you grew. You cried, but you healed. You broke, but you rebuilt. And now I will use every part of your story, not just the beautiful parts, but the broken parts, the complicated parts, the hidden parts, to bring strength to others and glory to my name. And listen carefully, the shaking is not only in your personal life. It is happening around you, in the world, in systems, in structures, in places where corruption has hidden behind smiles, where deception wrapped itself in influence, where injustice pretended to be authority. I am uncovering what has been concealed. I am shaking institutions that placed themselves above accountability. I am bringing light to places that chose comfort over truth. Do not fear when you see things rise to the surface that were always there but never seen. I am exposing because I am healing. I am shaking because I am restoring. I am dismantling because I am rebuilding. This is not destruction, it is divine construction. The world may interpret it as chaos, but you will recognize it as cleansing, and in this shaking, I will position you in places you never imagined, conversations you never expected, opportunities you did not chase. Doors will open suddenly because they were reserved for the version of you that is emerging, not the version who doubted, not the version who apologized for existing, not the version who tried to please everyone, but the version who finally understands who they are in me. You have questioned why certain doors didn't open in the past, and the reason is simple. They were too small for where I am taking you. They were built for a lesser version of you. And though you didn't understand the delay protected your destiny. When the shaking ends, the doors that open will match your calling. The connections will match your maturity. The opportunities will match your capacity. Nothing will be premature. Nothing will be forced. Nothing will be fragile. The alignment will be so precise that you will know without question, this is God. There will be moments in this season where it feels like the pace is accelerating quickly. Time will move differently. Opportunities will come in clusters instead of occasional trickles. Moments of growth will feel intense because I am not building you slowly anymore, I am building you efficiently for what is coming. The world is changing rapidly, and so your preparation must match the urgency of the hour. Do not mistake accelerated growth for chaos. Do not interpret rapid change as instability. You are simply catching up to the level I have always destined you to walk in. You are stepping into the rhythm of your assignment. You are moving into the clarity of your calling, and as I bring you into new places, you must remember something important. Not everyone will understand what I am doing with you. Not everyone will celebrate the elevation. Not everyone will comprehend the grace, the insight, the anointing, the wisdom that is emerging so quickly in you. Some will question your qualifications. Some will question your motives. Some will question your timing. That is why I am strengthening your identity now, so you will not pivot every time someone misunderstands you. You do not need the approval of those who refuse to see your growth. You do not need validation from those who only valued you when you were silent, small, or struggling. I will send the right voices who recognize what I am doing in you. I will bring people who speak life into your calling, not insecurity into your confidence. You will walk with those who align with your future, not those who cling to your past, and let me speak to the battles you've been fighting in silence, the inner wars hidden behind your endurance, the questions you didn't feel comfortable asking anyone. You wondered if you missed a sign. You wondered if you misunderstood the season. You wondered if your prayers were unheard. You questioned if you had lost me in the noise of your heartbreak. But I was there the entire time. I was speaking even when you could not hear clearly. I was moving even when nothing shifted physically. I was protecting even when it looked like you were exposed. I never left you. I never withheld myself from you. You walked through shadows, but I walked beside you. You faced giants, but I strengthened you. You encountered battles you were not prepared for, but I equipped you in the moment you needed it. You worried that your faith was too small, but I saw your persistence. You thought your strength was fading, but I saw your resilience. You feared your hope was fragile, but I saw your endurance. You believed you were breaking, but I saw you becoming. You saw yourself as struggling, but I saw you as stretching. The shaking will not expose your weakness. It will reveal how much strength I have built in you through every quiet, hidden, private battle you survived. And in this final moment before the shaking begins, I want to speak directly to your heart. You worry about your future, but your future is already written with intention. You fear losing what you love, but I am the one who sustains what is yours. You fear missing opportunities, but no opportunity assigned to you will pass you. You fear disappointment, but I am building blessings that cannot collapse. You fear repeating cycles, but I have already broken what tried to bind you. You fear abandonment, but I am the one who holds you closest. Nothing that truly belongs to you will slip away, and nothing that leaves you will be something essential for the next season. You are stepping into a time where your prayers will no longer feel like whispers into empty space. You will feel my presence intensely. You will hear my voice with clarity. You will recognize my nudges, my warnings, my confirmations. I will instruct you in the quiet moments. I will guide you in the mundane moments. I will speak to you in ways that feel personal, unmistakable, intimate. Your relationship with me is about to deepen. This shaking is not pushing you away from me, it is drawing you into me. I am removing the distractions that diluted your focus. I am quieting the voices that crowded your spirit. I am clearing the space so you can hear me without interference, and as you move through this season, I will teach you how to rest even in the midst of movement. You will learn to carry peace even when others carry panic. You will learn to trust even when you don't understand every detail. You will learn to breathe deeply, speak gently, stand firmly, and move boldly. Your spirit will not be tossed around by every change because your foundation will be in me, unshakable, unmovable. When relationships shift, you will stay grounded. When environments change, you will stay centered. When circumstances move, you will remain rooted. You will not bend under pressure. You will not collapse under expectations. You will not shrink under responsibility. I am building you into someone who can handle the weight of blessing without cracking under the weight of fear. You will see why I allowed certain storms. You will understand why I closed certain doors. You will recognize why I protected you from people you thought you needed. You will realize why the timing didn't make sense before. You will look back and see my fingerprints in every delay, every detour, every disappointment. Nothing was random. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was punishment. Every moment was preparation. Every tear watered the soil of your future. Every disappointment dug the foundation for something stronger. Every closed door redirected you closer to destiny, so as this shaking begins, do not cling to comfort. Cling to me. Do not cling to familiarity. Cling to faith. Do not cling to what once felt safe. Cling to what is now being revealed. For I am not taking anything from you, I am taking you into everything I promised. Step forward with courage. Step forward with expectation. Step forward with clarity. Step forward knowing this truth: I am with you, for you, ahead of you, within you. And when the shaking settles, you will not be the same. You will be stronger, wiser, deeper, freer. You will rise into a version of yourself that reflects everything I placed in you from the beginning. This is not the end. This is the beginning of the unfolding. This is not collapse. This is awakening. This is not loss. This is alignment. This is not judgment. This is justice. This is not chaos. This is cleansing. This is not fear. This is fulfillment.